Hi everyone, my name is Don Scott. I'm the Chief Compliance Officer for FNZ UK. I'm here today on Six Figure Mindset to give you an overview of my career and what I've done to date. And I'm also here to talk about my book. I'm an author of a book called You're an Overcomer Part 1, which is a story and a workbook. So look forward to discussing today.
Hi Don, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Excellent, thanks so much for coming. For those that don't know, me and Don went to the same college, St George Monarchs, for those that know, bow down. Yeah, it's just really good to catch up with people that obviously I've known throughout the years. And the benefit of knowing someone like Don is that Don was like the smartest person in the class.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, see, that's what they all say, but he was one of the smartest people in the class, 100%, in our economics class. So, and he was obviously always a legend from back then, so it's very exciting to have you on the show. So on a high level, tell us, what is it that you actually do today?
Sure. So I'm the Chief Compliance Officer for FNZ UK. What that means on a day-to-day basis is I report to the board and to the CEO and the CRO about the compliance risks of FNZ UK. That covers things, the risks around people, the risks around what we're doing from an operational and activity perspective, and also talking about what new regulations coming down the line that we need to be aware of and what we need to do to change processes to be compliant with that. So that's a broad, high-level synopsis of what we do. Sometimes people say compliance is boring, but actually I think you'll find we're part of everything that's happening in a financial services organisation. So you really get to understand what's happening, the stuff that confidential stuff that other people don't know about, you know about. So yeah, it's an interesting job.
You said something there and it's triggered me, so I have to ask the question. Mm-hmm. So when you say you know stuff before the general public knows, so for example, if we were about to go into a global recession, the stock market was about to tank, you would know about that before us.
What? But if I knew about that, then I could make a lot of money. I wouldn't be a chief compliance officer. But no, I think you wouldn't know that from doing a day-to-day job. But I think if you are aware of the different data metrics that are relevant to a recession, then you would know whether a recession is coming or not. Right, but that's not relevant to my job. That's just knowing what the right data is.
Right, got you. Okay, cool. So just for those people that don't know about this space, because obviously compliance, as you said, some people think it's boring. So to make it a bit more exciting, so if I throw a few scenarios at you, tell me why compliance would be exciting. So for example, you work with asset management and banks and large organizations as well, like insurers. Yeah. So in terms of if I am said bank and I want to buy, I want to basically buy all of these stocks in a particular company, but you know that we're kind of pushing our limit in terms of what we're actually trying to get the deal done. Would your responsibility be to tell them, hey guys, you might have to drop that by 25% to manage your risk, or you don't even, do you advise on that level? Or is it more about just managing transactions that are already in place or in motion?
Yeah, so I think in terms of my current role, we wouldn't advise on whether it's right or wrong, or whether it's the best interest for them or not. But what we would notice is from a transactional level, the size of the particular trade. And therefore, there are a couple of things we would do. We would do our best to facilitate the trade, but we might need to say, actually, this trade that you've put through is not going to go through in the way you've put it through. So that's kind of what we do. But we largely are a tech-enabled company, so a lot of it's straight through processing anyway.
Oh, so, right.
Because we want to make it as easy as possible for our customers. And so generally, 99% of the transactions go through without a hitch, and that's what our clients actually pay us for, is the fact that our technology works and it delivers what they need for those types of transactions.
And what kind of speed are we talking about if it's STP?
We're not really. I mean, it happens in milliseconds, right?
Okay, so it's that quick.
Or
so
seconds,
it's like,
yeah. So it's not, yeah.
Okay, exciting. Okay, great. So let's go back where it started, because obviously you're super senior, you're super important. The red carpet is laid out at you at the front office. We get it. You've got a corner office. I'm sure you look out to the stars while everyone else is looking at a brick wall. We get it. So tell us, where did you grow up? What area did you grow up in?
So I was actually born in Jamaica.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I was born in
No
Jamaica.
way.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
explains so much stuff about your mannerisms. Keep going. I'm
yeah.
joking.
Okay.
No shade. So, when did you come to the UK?
I came to the UK when I was 5 years old.
Do you remember Jamaica though? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, a bit. I mean, a bit. I don't remember a lot, but I remember bits. And then I was sort of in East London, in Walthamstow. Grew up in Walthamstow from the age of 5 till kind of went to university, and obviously went to Monarchs as well. So yeah, that's kind of where I grew up, and now I'm sort of more a little bit further out in East London at the moment.
Fair enough. So, what was academics like for you?
Academics, I have to say, thank God I was never challenged with academics. I think in primary school I did well. My nearest rival actually went to Oxford.
You see my first statement, and when people say stuff like that, but yeah, we'll keep going.
But yeah, no, I kind of, when you've come from another country to the UK, and obviously you're trying to build as my my mum was, you kind of get put into a particular place where you have to say you have to go to this school, and you haven't really got a choice.
Yeah.
And so I ended up going to Warwick Boys School. I disliked the school; it was fine. And during that time there, I continued to do relatively well academically. I always also tried to help people as well, because what we found with Warwick is you had a lot of people from different countries who had just sort of arrived and were there as well. And so I did okay in Warwick.
So
did well at my
can you just say, just
GCSEs.
for us common folk, what's okay mean? What did you get at GCSE, please?
3 A stars, 4 A's, a B and a C.
What did you get a C in?
I got a C in what was that? It's music.
Oh, that's why I was thinking.
Yeah.
Someone of your level, why are you getting a C? It must be in a non-academic subject. Okay, cool. So then, question then.
Yeah.
When did you realise that academics was cool for you? Like, was there like a day where you realised, actually, I'm not being challenged. Like, people are sweating, but I'm fine. Did you know within yourself that I'm cool?
Was there a day? I think when I realised that actually I like academics was probably in primary school. Mm-hmm. We used to, from an English perspective, we used to do sort of comprehension, and then basically there was all these different exercises, and I completed the whole the whole box. But then you look back and think about it. I didn't even think about it until you just asked me. But I realised I completed the whole box, and my teacher was like, "What do I give you to do now?" kind of thing. Wow. But that was kind of when I thought, oh, actually, I quite like, particularly English, particularly reading, comprehension and whatnot. I guess it's also a very good base skill set for compliance. I spend a lot of my time reading rules, interpreting them, applying them to what we do in the organisation.
So it actually started then. So you actually became Warren right at the beginning.
Yeah, basically, and I didn't realise.
I'm just playing. Okay, cool. So obviously, so if you're very academic, you're very good at that side of things. When it comes to being social, being accepted, you know what secondary school's like, especially going to an all-boys school. How were you in that kind of situation? Did you blend in? Did you feel left out? Were you sporty?
I wasn't overly sporty. I mean, there's plenty of people more sporty than me, but I did enjoy sports. Did a little bit of athletics. And obviously, in the playground, you're playing football, basketball, whatever. Mm-hmm. I think at the start, I think what the benefit I had was that I had friends from primary school in secondary school.
Right, got it. So it was easy transition.
So it was a relatively easy transition. I think in general, there were challenges, particularly at the start, because you're still sort of getting to know people. But after a while, it was fine.
Define challenges, but you bullied.
Well, I think some people tried to, yeah.
Oh, they tried, but they weren't successful.
Yeah.
Right. But it didn't affect your confidence in terms of doing the stuff you needed to do academically, or
academically, no.
But socially?
Socially, it was a little bit of a wobble, but I think I recaptured the sort of zest, the vibe.
But then I think also you have a good sense of humour, so did people kind of gravitate to your sense of humour?
I think people did gravitate to my sense of humour.
Because one thing I remember about you is your laugh. So no matter where I'm in, if I was to be in a foreign country, if I heard your laugh, I would know it's you. As you can tell, guys, I'm overly catching up now. I'm not actually focused on the interview. Right, so come back. Right,
so I think that did help though. I think I do have a sense of humor, and I tend to make a joke out of everything. So even when people were getting quite sort of funny with me, I'd kind of crack a joke, and I think when you crack a joke, you have humor, it always eases the mood a little bit.
Nice. So, so you go to George Monarch's greatest school on the earth. Brilliant. What do you study actually at college? Obviously economics, because we were in the same class.
Yeah, economics, sociology, English.
Oh, so we was in sociology together as well?
Yeah.
Yes, you was. The guy with the ginger hair, I forgot his name. Rob something. And you know what was annoying actually? Sorry guys, but I have to bring this in. There was a guy in our class who was irritating. You know the guy that had the photographic memory?
Oh yeah.
Annoying human being.
Yeah,
he did no work. And it's just because you could read it and it was good to go. But sorry, I digress. So yeah, so you do sociology, economics and
English language.
And what grades did you get?
A, B, B.
Now, what schools did you want to get into?
So I never really wanted to be away for university. So I applied for LSE, I applied for Brunel, applied for a couple of other universities. I think I got accepted to all of them. Can't remember now.
So where did you choose to go?
I went to Brunel largely because they had a degree. Because I went to business and management, they had a degree that had work experience in it.
So
and there's very few at the time we went to university that actually had a sandwich year, and so that's the reason why I went to Brunel.
Because I remember this. Yeah, that's true. Because at that time, the sandwiches were normally outside of London. Because I remember Surrey had one.
Yeah.
Keele University had one.
Exactly.
Right, and in London, LSE didn't have sandwich.
No, not in business and management. You'd have to do something like human resources or something like that. Right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was always used to think why you went to Brunel. Because I was like, why would someone with your grades go to Brunel? But it makes sense. And you know, the funny thing is, with all the people we've interviewed, quite a lot of them went to Brunel, and they've done really, really well. Yeah. So some of the top bankers, IT people, management consultants, they all went to Brunel. It's very interesting. So, guys, go to Brunel if you're not signed up. Cool. So Brunel, how does that go?
Yeah, it went well. I think when you get to university, sometimes you get caught a little bit in the hype in the first year, and so I think everyone did. But I think it went well overall. I knuckled back down and got what I needed to do.
And at that time, in terms of the sandwich, where did you do your sandwich?
So I did my sandwich at a place called Avis Rent-A-Car, and I did a role in marketing and finance.
And how was that, a whole year?
Yeah.
How did that go? Was that like a shock to the system? Like, this is going to be my life for 50 years? Or was it like, fine, it's work experience, keep it moving?
It was quite fun, actually, because it was marketing. So, you know, I got the opportunity to do some campaigns and it was around the World Cup that year. Okay. So I did a campaign around the World Cup. And that was fun. I still got the poster at home, just for memorabilia.
Nice. And is that for marketing for the whole stuff that will be going all around the country, or is that?
Yeah, for Avis UK, yeah.
Okay.
So we did like a competition, and you could win some football stuff. But if you didn't like football, there was a movie out at the time, like a children's movie. You could win that. So we kind of did the whole hate football, love football thing. I think it went quite well.
And what perspective did that give you about the working world to come?
There was a lot of work there, but it was interesting. I mean, I think the perspective it gave me is work can actually be interesting and you can do fun things.
Right, and before, was that association with fun and work not really there?
Well, it was kind of, you didn't really know what to expect, but you know, I think that sandwich year, I had a lot of great opportunities, you know, because what the team I was in was called a partnerships team, so we worked with corporates.
Oh, right.
So what we did was, for our corporate partners, we worked with them to establish campaigns for their customers to come and use Avis. And so that then meant actually not only do we do marketing, but we also talk to the partners quite a lot. So you get some interesting perks. So that was quite fun.
Share one of the perks, because you smiled there. So
I went to one of the people that wanted to partner with us was a football club, and so I kind of went to a football match and was in a box, which was interesting. When you're like 20 years old and just really junior, basically on work experience. it's good fun. So things like that. It was interesting from that perspective.
Okay, so you do that, university goes well, finish your sandwich, and then what's your mind? What do you know what career you want to have then from there?
I initially still wanted to do marketing. I really enjoyed it. But the issue that I had was I'd kind of joined the working world sort of 2008. Obviously, we know we have a massive recession. Marketing is like the last thing on anyone's mind.
Yeah.
And so, I had to think about what I want to do, what was feasible. And so I applied for various graduate jobs at
any sector, or was you?
I was sort of financial services and consulting, Big Four type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of rejections, lots of unfortunate situations. So, for example, I think I applied. I don't know if it was. I think it was HBOS, and then I became sick. I was sick for like 3 months, so I couldn't actually go to any of the whole recruitment process. So it took about a year before I kind of got my graduate job, which was at KPMG, and then kind of went from there.
So do you mind talking about what was wrong with you that you had 3 months off?
Oh, I had a burst ulcer. I didn't know I had ulcer, but it burst. And
wow.
Yeah. So.
And does that affect you today, or is it just
It doesn't affect me now. It was just an issue at the time. Yeah.
Right. And the fact that you didn't get your graduate job till later, did it affect your confidence?
Oh yeah, massively. I was sort of.
Oh really?
Because you see everyone all your peers and whatnot striving ahead. They're getting jobs. They're getting the jobs they want. They're getting good jobs, and you're like, why am I here?
So were you working when you started feeling better, when you were looking for your graduate job?
Yeah, I was kind of doing like a part-time job kind of thing, just like retail, just to have something, but it wasn't what I wanted to do.
So then you got KPMG.
So I got KPMG.
And then you joined on the graduate scheme?
I joined on the graduate scheme, but it was like the most interesting process because I think because I applied so late in the recruitment cycle, it's kind of like every time I say, I want to be in that team, I know that team's full. No, I want to be in that team. And so it kept on going.
Wow.
I think I ended up having like 5 or 6 interviews, which is quite a lot for a graduate. And the thing is that the strange thing is I was like, I want to do internal audit, and that was full. And then I was like, I want to do financial services consulting. But that was in the confidence was sort of a little bit low because I thought if I do financial services consulting, I'm going to be up against everyone who's sort of Oxbridge, Red Brick University. Mm-hmm. Will I be able to do it? And I did the interview, and they were like, yeah, we're happy with you, but the space is full because there was someone who was more mature student, more experience.
Oh, okay.
And so they were
kind of.
Well, yeah. I mean, the graduate roles. When we say graduate roles at Big Four, it does go up to like 27, 28.
Oh, okay,
so
got you.
These people have got experience already, and so I kind of fell into this whole risk and compliance advisory right in the middle of 2008, and then actually I think it's been an incredible journey and probably a bit of a blessing, really. Forward thinking.